ride today, my second ride today, but none of the audio came out on my vlog or any of the stuff that happened earlier. Yeah. And so I switched to the Purple Panda microphone because my second giant squid died. And it just was not. So anyway, did a vlog, did some politics, did a whole bunch of stuff, and had zero audio because the Purple Panda is, I guess, a stereo mic, and the giant squid and the Insta360 worked well when it worked. Gotta move that shift lever up or down. It's too high. And anyway, it didn't work. I had to use an adapter. So I get home and nothing's on the audio. So anyway, I'm going to do a quick test run, take her Ducati out, which almost didn't start because the battery is almost dead because she doesn't really ride it ever. I ride it more than she does, which is fine. It's a nice little bike. So, small update on my Speed Twin. No oil in the bottom of the pan. Or I'm sorry, I keep saying oil. No metal filing, nothing. I thought I saw a couple bits on the oil drain plug, or not the drain plug. I can't get any of my oil. I'm really annoyed today. But on the filler cap, I thought I saw a couple bits. The tech took all the oil out, watched it through a flashlight, sifted around through the oil pan itself, looking for any little bits or signs of metal flakes, anything to indicate that whatever problem happened up in the top has extended down into the bottom end, and he found nothing. He did say the oil was a bit black, so he said change it more often. And the thing is, I don't change oil. I mean, I change oil more often than the manual calls for. I almost never even hit 2,000 miles. I'm usually around 1,800 miles, but there are a lot of hard miles and heat cycles, higher RPM running, so. I guess I need to do some more. But he said other than that, he's going to tear into it. He was working on the CFO of Triumph North America's bike. And getting that his Speedmaster put back together, and then he was going to tear into mine. So I'll hopefully know something in a couple of days, but I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. So we'll see in the days to come. I can't imagine it's not from the tune. It's just not. Got to be from some sort of mechanical failure. We're not riding that bike. I say we, me, the royal we. We're not riding the bike harder than it can be ridden. But maybe it's just not the right bike for that kind of task. If you're going to be riding it up, up towards Redline a lot because you're running around track, or you're in the mountains riding like you're at the track. You know what? I know people that race Thruxtons, older ones too. I think the older ones can take it without blowing up. You'd think the new ones would. But I think there's just one of those things. If you have a lot of bikes and you ride them all hard, at some point something's going to break. It is what it is. So my decision's going to be, and I'm going to have another frank discussion with the tech, is, and he's an ex-pro racer. He's friends with like Noriyuki Haga and Ben Spies and like all kinds of really famous people and stuff he's friends with and raced against. And I was going to ask him, if this was your bike and you'd already done the rebuild, and based on what you saw, because right now we're still going on assumptions. Was it something simple in the valve train and it bent a valve? and a piece or something broke off and damaged the plug, and is it something relatively minor, or is it am I pushing my luck if I keep this bike and I ride it the way I intend to ride it? And if he says maybe that's not the right tool for the job, you might want to go get something that's a little more rev happy and all that. The thing is, I'm not going to get a bike that I have to baby. If I have to ride it delicately or gently and all that stuff, it's like, no. I buy bikes. I buy sport bikes. And so I want to ride them like a sport bike. That's my thing. It's what I do. So we'll see what happens with that. If he says that, nah, he's like, if this is my bike, and once I've seen the inside, I've seen the condition, it's solid. Go run the piss out of it. I will take him at his word. That's how good his reputation is. And I'll go track it, run the hell out of it. If he's like, then I'm trading in on a new 765, Street Triple RS 765. I'll get a 2023 model if they got them. But although I'll tell you, Jonathan just got a 2022 same matte black with the same color scheme actually as my Speed Twin. So with the little silverish accents and a little bit of that neon yellowish green, but largely matte black. The Triumph dealer, Freewheeling, they've got brand new 2022s, no miles, on the showroom floor for $13,076 out the door with taxes, fees, everything. They basically took $700 off the price of the bike, and they waived all the dealer fees other than the $150 dock fee. That's it. All the PDI, freight prep, all that other kind of shit gone. So you're saving at least $2,000 to basically get a brand new 2022 RS with Öhlins and Brembo and all that crap out the door for 13 grand all in is a staggering deal. So my buddy Jonathan bought one yesterday, and it'll be delivered to his house Thursday. So good on that for Jonathan, since he had his get off, if you remember the video. Of him talking about his road rash and all that stuff. He's been itching to get back on a bike, and he did go buy a Honda Fury, but every time he goes riding in the mountains with us, he's like, man, I want a sport bike. And so I let him ride this. I was like, hey, let's go down to Mystic Grill down in Covington, grab some lunch. I had the Speed Twin, or no, I took this, and he was on his Fury, and I was like, hey, well, we switch up. He's like, I don't know if I want to ride the bike. Just ride it. So he rode this thing and just had such a blast. He's like, I didn't think naked bikes were this fast and fun, and so I said, if you like this bike, you're going to love the Street Triple RS. This has the cool sound to it, but to get the Öhlins and the suspension that he would want, because he's a bigger guy, I'd be able to adjust it. You're looking at $15,300 plus taxes and fees. That's a $17,000 bike. I said, for 13 or 14 out the door, you can go get a Street Triple RS, which will have all the things you want. It's still got a pretty cool soundtrack with the triple motor, but also makes more power than this. That's 120 horsepower at the wheel bike stock. 118, 120, somewhere in there. This is 103 at the wheel stock. So, while a lot of fun and torquey, Street RS will spank this around a track up in the mountains. So he went and got it. So good for him for that. And yeah, I won't do my MotoVLOG until I figured out if this works. And the last thing, so we're coming home, and we're both on ZX14s, John and I, coming home on a back road going 35 on a road like this, and there's an Audi RS5 in front of us, and he's just weaving around and going slow. He's obviously fucking around with his phone. And then he sees us behind him and decides, I'm going to be fast and leave these bikes. I'm like, okay, let me show you what fast is. And his car was fast. It's not ZX14 fast. Very few cars are. Oh, a nice little power wheelie in second. So I just go I just gassed it in second. I went ripping past him like he was standing still. He was like, what the hell? I go ripping past him over the double yellow in a 35 at $1.20 in second. And I look about from here, not to the street sign, but the next white sign. The car in front of him is an SUV. Hall County Sheriff's Department. And I just go wham and hit the brakes hard because I was almost like, hey, should I just pass both of these cars? I am so glad I didn't. So I go ahead and I just fly up on this cop, and I'm hitting the brakes, and he pulls over into a subdivision, but he doesn't go down the subdivision. He goes in and kind of turns around like he's going to pull right back out. And I was like, I had like a split second. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to pull over. I'm not even going to make him chase me. So I pull up alongside him, turn the key off. He opens his window. He's like, hey. I go, dude, I know I fucked up back there, and I'm not even going to make you chase me or, pull me over. And he looks at me. He's like, oh, what'd you do? He's like, I was looking down at my laptop. I didn't even see you. I just happened to pull over here, and I was checking on something. And I just start laughing, and he's like, well, what'd you do? You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know what you did. He's like, you turned yourself in, so you obviously know you did wrong. So he's like, just keep it safe. And he fist bumps me and laughs. I was like, John just went by like he didn't even know me. I mean, I could have easily gone to prison, like, or go to jail. Not gone to prison, like long sentence, but I could have just gone right to jail. And the cop was just like, don't worry about it, dude. He's like, thanks for pulling over and turning yourself in. But anyway, I thought you guys would get a chuckle out of that. My antics. Just as I'm pulling up, I'm like, it was one of those Explorers that's got the real low profile lights. I'm like, that looks like oh shit. That was it. So I'm going to adjust that lever a little more. But anyway, that's the update. Hopefully this microphone works out. If not, I may have to go back to a goddamn GoPro. I need something that works and is reliable. I don't know what else to do. The two companies out there, I seem to have trouble of one sort or another. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys later.